Hey everyone, this is Jebro, and this is going to be my first Scrapper build. Obviously, Engineer is my main class. This is going to be in PvP, and it's pretty damn fun, and it's got a lot of counters to a lot of things, and I'm really loving it. It's great. I'm in love with this bloody class. It's absolutely awesome, and there's so many reasons, the traits, and some of this stuff which comes with it. I'm going to be going with Hammer. And we can see here I've gone with Hammer and also Energy and also the Sigil of Air with the Rune of the Pack, which could change in the future, but I'm going mainly for the Fury, of course, as well as the Marauder's Amulet here as well. Again, full man mode. And we're going to go with Explosives, Tools and Scrapper. So we are going with Hammer, and just to quickly explain, I have explained a lot about the Scrapper before, but you will see here the abilities for the Hammer is very much obviously a melee weapon. It's not like the Revenant where it's a long range weapon as well. But there's a lot that comes out of this. There is might stacking and vulnerability stacking with the first ability. There is the electro whirl, so you spin round reflecting projectiles and hitting enemies. The damage is immense, and it's also AoE. We got rocket charge, which is a combo finisher leap on the start of the leap, and it is 3 impacts there as well as hitting 5 targets. And then we have the shock shield, so magnetize your hammer, blocking attacks while striking foes in front of you. That's 10 stacks of vulnerability with a nice block, and 2 seconds as well. And then we've got thunderclap, which is a big massive area combo field of lightning, of course. So we stack vulnerability as well as getting a 1 1/4 stun there as well through our traits, as it's in blue, and that is what the it's augmenting obviously the ability through the traits as well. Sorry, I'm a little bit excited about this, so you'll have to excuse me. Okay, so we're going to explosives first. Obviously, bomb is going to be when we dodge. That's the standard. Grenadier, we've got grenades. We always want to go with this when that's happening. Steel powder is very, very good for this build to gain you stacking vulnerability with your build, which is going to be with the hammer number 4. We're going to be also throwing the wrench. We're also going to be throwing the grenade barrage and also our grenades, which obviously, because they're explosives, give you some nice vulnerability stacking. Also, we do get vulnerability stacking, confusion from the pry bar, which goes in nice combination with all your damage as well, if you need to. I don't really pull that pry bar out too much for stacking damage, but I don't know why I went to that randomly. I think it's because I was thinking of throw wrench, and that's what I meant to talk about. But anyway, ignore that comment about the pry bar. We're going to go through the rest of the build. Aim assisted rocket is nice extra pressure damage, just like that passive extra damage which comes out from this ability is great. Obviously, explosive powder, you just improve the damage from explosions, which is obviously very awesome. And obviously, you get a little knockback when you destroy your healing turret, of course. And then we've got shrapnel, which is what I've chosen to go for the bleeding and extra cripple there as well. We're not going for siege rounds because we've not got mortar kit. Barbaric detonation is a possibility with this, because you can get maybe an extra blast finisher on heal and whatnot as some extra damage, but to be fair, at the moment the cripple feels really nice. Tools, so we've got the toolkit as you can see at the moment. So I've gone for, first of all, power wrench, and also we've gone for obviously optimized activation, so you get vigor back, so extra dodge. This is really important because there's a big part of this build which I'm talking about as well. So mechanized deployment, recharge of your toolbar skills is reduced by 15%. Now that's for all of these abilities, so we can get some extra vulnerability stacking, we can get the extra grenade barrages, and we can get our super speed back, which is very important in Scrapper, and also detection pulse, which is countering thieves to a ridiculous level. I'm 1v1ing thieves all the time and not having a problem killing them at all whatsoever, or any class that is stealthed, even people that are in. So if you think about a map and you are coming out of the doors or the gates and you're doing in team PvP and you see a thief on the other side, maybe there's a potential for a 3-man rush to the far point, so you can unstealth those guys straight away as you come out the gate, because the range is ridiculous as well. It's 900 range, it's really, really good, and the cooldown is 17 seconds. So if a thief goes missing, you've probably got it off cooldown. You can easily find him out, and you can jump on him. And if you've got a dragon hunter especially, you can jump on him as well, or a mesmer or a thief or anything that can catch up with him. He's pretty much you know, he's going to be counted for a lot of the game in terms of his own stealth. If you've got a thief on the opposite team, or you've got anyone else running stealth, such as maybe, I don't know, you might have a PU Mesmer, whether or not they're running that anymore, I don't think so, but you never know. People can stealth in the game, that's a thing, so that's a big counter to that. Anyway, going to go through the rest of the build. So, streamlined kits, obviously you get swiftness, but also you get a skill given to you when you equip different kits. So if I equip toolkit, for example, I get super speed and I get swiftness. Obviously with the streamlined kits, I get swiftness with my kits. You'll see why this is important in a moment. Excessive energy. So while at full endurance you deal additional damage, this comes into very good use when you're stealthed in sneak gyro, which you might think, it's not that great, but it is. We'll go through that again in a minute as well. Kinetic battery. After evading a strike, your next tool belt skill is instantly recharged. What if we've used detection pulse and they go into stealth again and we evade attack? We can get our detection pulse back. We can get our extra damage back from the grenade barrage. We can get a little bit more sustain back through the regen from regenerating mist. We can get our extra vulnerability. So we've got so many, and super speed, we've got so many useful tool belt skills here. All of them in their own right are pretty bloody useful. Stun break as well as a heal, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. An AoE stealth reveal can be dodged. So if you're a thief and you're watching this and you're thinking, oh god, you can be dodged, and you can see it's like the mass invis from the Mesmer. You can see that line kind of pulsing out. Apparently it is dodgeable. But yeah, you can tell I'm excited about this. And then we've got the piece de resistance, the hammer proficiency coming out from Scrapper. Okay, so function gyro, you can see this little bot above me now. It does down enemies. It also revives allies as well, which is very, very useful. If you're going for a stomp, you can go for it as well as your gyro. One of you will get it. If the opponent that's currently down is obviously got only single target CC, obviously if he's ported, that's a little bit of a different issue. It depends how far away it ports. Sometimes the bot actually goes to it and does a down. I'm not sure whether or not that's bugged, but hey ho. Recovery matrix. I'm going to tell you why I'm going for this over the others. So we're in a Marauder build, so we need a lot of protection. We're not going for alchemy, so we've not got Elixir S proccing at 25% health, and we've not got a protection injection, which normally, you would be a good uptime of protection. So you're thinking, maybe you're not going to survive that much. There's different ways that we can survive. We've got the toolkit here. We've got Thunderclap, which can pull off a nice stun. We've got a block. We've got Slick Shoes as well. And we're going to get to the next trait here. And we've also got Sneak Gyro, which is the AoE stealth. But yeah, we're just going to go over the rest of the build. And this will all become apparent when I have gone through it. So, Decisive Renown. When you successfully revive an ally or finish an enemy, you grant boons to nearby allies. Super speed and might there as well. So, extra damage for you and super speed as well. And then this is really where I feel like the Scrapper is really, really awesome. You can see you get healing on swiftness and super speed. We get a lot of super speed out of this already. You can see from downing an opponent and also from rezzing. I can't 100% notice if I've always got it myself, if I'm honest, but normally that happens. But we're getting swiftness constantly through our streamlined kits, so I'm always getting swiftness there as well. And obviously when I use tools, at the moment it's on cooldown, it's on 20 seconds cooldown. I will get the super speed from my toolkit activation, and also I get my super speed there from having Slick Shoes, and that's the tool belt skill for that. That is a really nice sustain for you, especially if you are in trouble and you haven't got your heal up. It's very good, especially if you've got a block coming through from Gear Shield. So if you're in trouble and you've got super speed up, like you could put super speed, you could have the Gear Shield, you'll equip your Gear Shield, which means you already have swiftness as well, and you'll get a nice little bit of sustained healing there. You can see the base is 470 and also 105 for the swiftness. It's really strong. It's really, really nice as well. Impact Savant, so the duration of your outgoing stuns and daisies are increased, and the duration of stuns and daisies applied to you are decreased, which is really, really good for your survivability, of course, and which is why you can see the 1.25 second stun there as well with the increase of that, which is really, really important. But yeah, I'm having so much fun with this build at the moment. It's absolutely amazing. An adaptive armor. This is really, really a lifesaver. So gain stacking toughness when struck, reduce incoming condition damage. And we've always had that problem. And this is a cooldown of 1 second, so it's pretty much nearly every hit sometimes. And you can see the adaptive armor is 100 extra toughness and maximum stacks is 5. So that really, really increases your survivability. So you might as well just add the extra toughness to this Marauder amulet when you're in combat as well. And yeah, it's pretty good. So why is this build good? Why am I not in alchemy? I've not needed to. I've not actually needed to. And there's a couple of reasons why as well. So the Sneak Gyro is really, really good for your survival. So there we go. You can see the ring here is pretty massive. And we can go outside for a moment because I think that guy's going to hit the golem. But you can see how big this ring is. And even if you go out of it for a moment, you're still stealthed. Like, it's pretty nice. The gyro kind of wanders around a bit depending. So if we jump down here, for example, you know, he has to find a long path. He's still stealthed. Comes back to you, and just as I went out of it, he came back to me. So it's not too bad. He's obviously not got much HP. You can't see how much that is. Does a little bit of damage on explosion, but that's no big deal really, to be honest. So what else is good about this build? Like I said, there's an AoE reveal as well. So this is really good for against any stealth classes, especially on your 1v1. They're low HP and they're trying to get away. You pop that, you're going to be able to find them again. You're going to be able to take them down. Also, if you're capping a point and you know that you're missing a thief, chances are he might be on you anyways quite soon, so you can use that. They might not even approach you, knowing the fact that you can probably reveal them and screw them over. But that's a thing as well. I'm just going to show you a little damage rotation, which I'm not 100% sure is the most efficient, but it's the one I've been using. So I'm thinking if I'm not in stealth, or if I am in stealth, so if I've got the Sneak Gyro here, I normally pop off a stun. Now, they obviously know I'm stealth, so they're ready to evade that. But I'll try and move outside of the Sneak Gyro. So I'll probably pop off my 5th skill to get a stun, and then I'll pop some extra vulnerability stack in, especially if I get the stun. Like, I can pop off Grenade Barrage, I can use the 4th skill to stack even more, and then use 2nd skill and they're pretty much almost dead. So, you know, there's different rotations depending on what cooldowns you've got, obviously, but you can see how much damage that does alone just by running through that. That's not even going into my grenade kit, using my slick shoes or using anything from my toolkit in terms of, like, if he blocks a lot of that damage, I'm not screwed because I've not used all of my cooldowns and they're back already. You know, that's not a long it could be quite a long time depending, but I've already blocked some damage. I've already used my slick shoes. I've survived with super speed, get my cooldowns back, and then I'm good. So what else is good about this? I mean, let's just have a look here. So 4th skill, stack 11 stacks of vulnerability there. We've got the Grenade Barrage, another. It's just so much damage, so much vulnerability stacking. It's just amazing. Okay, so what happens when you're kind of up the creek and you've got no paddle and you're screwed? Okay, there you go. See, I get super speed. I've got also my block on my shield, which is really, really useful. And obviously I want to have my box of nails probably cast before that, so it cripples them as well, so that they're a bit screwed in their pursuit and they have to use some kind of condy removal, or maybe they've already got rid of that condition. There's something through their traits where they already have that time reduced, or, you know, that condition gets removed straight away. Electro Wild does a lot of damage, especially with the vulnerability stacking on them as well. So let's just stack a ton of vulnerability here. There we go. So the hits, oh my good lord. Nice amount of damage we came out from that actually as well. Let's just double check. You can't see this at the moment because it's covered by my name, unfortunately, and this is one hit wonder, but we saw about 4 or 5k at the very least of damage done to this golem. So, you know, think of this guy's also a thief, you know. He's coming in for the potential one-up on me. He might get an immobilized maybe, or he might have a venom. And I can just reveal him, and I'll just be like, no, you're not having that, son. Stun him. He's screwed. Don't think about that. Don't think about that weird little third ability which I just pulled off there. Ignore that. But basically, you know, you can lock him down pretty soon, especially if you got the ready with that 5th skill as well. That's pretty nice. against thieves. Obviously, everyone's got stun breakers, you know, but you can lock them down. Again, you know, other control coming out from the toolkit is we've got our pull as well, and then we can, you know, go full ham. But yeah, I'm gonna do some gameplay, and I'm gonna do a commentating video over the top, because I want to make sure, one, I'm getting better, and also you can maybe help me with that and just point out some things that I'm not necessarily doing completely correct, because I'm not saying that I can cast and I can see all these things happening, but playing it is completely different, and I'm an okay NG. I think I'm actually not bad. You know, it's different to calling it than playing it. And this build at the moment is, there's no point in me saying I haven't lost any games, because it happens, especially if you queue solo, but I'm 1v2ing in some occasions. I'm not losing to Thieves, I'm not losing to Revenants especially, or Dragon Hunters at the moment, if I come into a 1v1 with these guys. And in team fights, I'm on them faster than they're on me normally, unless they've obviously got some kind of port to me with one of their meditations, or, you know, it's just a thief who steals onto me as well. But normally I'm going to be okay. So let's just do the damage again. Let's just do that, maybe the rotation that I might come up with. So 5th skill, grenade barrage, and we're going to block. Then we're going to do, we're not going to script, we're going to do the 3rd skill. So even that does a lot of damage, but hey ho. I'm going to show you one more little combo there as well. It is quite late when I'm recording this, so my rotation was a bit lame. But when we get the healing turret, we can do a nice blast leap finisher with the rocket charge as well. So if you've really got low HP, this is another good reason. The disengage with this build is brilliant, because this skill evades attacks, which is really, really good. So we are going to say that's 1 second every time you leap, obviously. So we're going to do our heal, we're going to blast it, and we're going to escape. Leap throughing, giving us a little bit more regeneration, healing and whatnot. So that's really, really good skill to have as well. Nice little combo for your extra survival, and also you're not only just getting a little bit of extra healing for yourself, but you are evading attacks as well. That's the point of using that 3rd skill as well, as giving yourself a bit of extra boost healing. Then we have even forgotten about the slick shoes as well. Everything about this build just synergizes so well together. I mean, you know, we can stack all the vulnerability we want in the world. We can use slick shoes, and then we're away. You know, loads of damage, loads of control, and that's what the scrapper's about. You don't have to have the Marauder. You can go for something else, even power based, but I would still try this out for now, see how it goes for you. Let me know how well you're doing. I have gone for Sigil of Air and Energy. You could go for Blood maybe as well, or something else, maybe Generosity to remove conditions, maybe just some extra mic stacking here and there. But I feel this build is pretty fun, if anything. You know, it might not be used the high-end competitive or whatever, but I really, really like it. There's other lines which go well. You know, if you're running Marauder, Alchemy might be better, but just for the extra super speed and the swiftness to give me sustained healing for myself, and the kinetic battery to give me those reveals for the thief, I really, really like this combination of tool belt skills as well. Every single thing is useful. Everything is useful in this build completely. I haven't even gone into grenades much, so, you know, I mean, really, I'm mainly using grenade barrage, and the hammer damage is really, really good. People were saying that it wasn't. That's complete rubbish, because it really is good when you actually build it up and you've got a lot of vulnerability on your targets, and that 2nd skill does a lot of damage as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you think I'm talking crap, put down a comment below. If you enjoyed it, put a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter @JebDan, and I'll see you very soon.